So I acquired a Izzy 0407. I don't know exactly what model this guy is, but it was in pretty bad shape when I got it, and a lot of corrosion. It's 1 liter 0406. So I had to figure out how to take it apart, and ran everything through the ultrasonic cleaner. This piece in particular is not great. You can see that there's a bunch of it's not dirt, but rather places where the chrome plating is gone, and there's corrosion in the underlying metal. So this piece is a cast with some chrome plating, and I think this part is actually stainless, it looks like. And then it looks like the piece was inserted into the casting, and then like a flange was pressed on it to hold it in place, something like that. Anyway, so they tell you you're not supposed to take these apart, not user serviceable, but this is how these things are taken apart. So I'm going to put it back together. The gasket on the inside, this normally goes in here and seals against the top, is in pretty bad shape. You can buy just the gasket, but it seemed like it was actually cheaper to buy, well, not totally cheaper, but only a small amount more to get this with the additional tips. The new gaskets also have a, this part number. The new gaskets have a little pull tab on there, which I assume is so that you can more easily pull it out to clean the system out. Which, if the old one had, it might not have these corrosion problems, because maybe they would have cleaned it better. This was full of white calcium buildup and things. It was actually pretty gross, and mold and big white chunks. So lots of vinegar in the ultrasonic took care of that. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of metal this is, but let's put it back together. So this guy, notice this white bit on the end. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be glued. I'm not sure if for reassembly there should be a dab of glue put on here before this screws in here. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it as is. Also, there's a fair number of O-rings here as well. So we've got one here, we've got one here, we've got one here. This is on the whipped cream dispensing side. Then on the gas side over here, we've got this filter, we've got one more O-ring here, one more O-ring here. So quite a few. If you want to lube those, I don't know if they're supposed to be lubricated or not, make sure you're using a food safe grease. To be honest, I'm not sure if it should be a silicone grease or some other food safe grease, but yeah. So let's try this. Just a little bit. All right, so this guy is going to drop in here, and this guy is going to mount on the back side, and we got this little retaining clip that needs to pop in just like that. So push that in there. On the back side, this guy screws on. We're going to need a tool. This is not the ideal tool for the job, but if you're careful, then I guess it's okay. Okay. So that guy's on there. Slides in and out. So it's going to slide in and out here. And then this little plate keeps it from twisting. Okay. And let's go ahead and do the other side now. So on the gas side, we've got this little filter deal with an O-ring as well. So get a little more grease on there. Okay, so that pushes in, and then we've got this part which is going to screw in. Again, another O-ring there. So you get a closer look at that. Okay. So it presses in, and then you need a tool like these circlip pliers in order to screw this guy in. And that's only like one turn or half turn. And then that's in. Okay. And then we've got this little rubber guy that sits on top of here. Just like that. And then this retaining, I don't know what to call that, retaining nut. And for this guy, ridiculously large screwdriver. This 14 millimeter flat. It's ginormous, but it just fits. Okay. So that's bottomed out. And then later on, you're going to put the gas cylinder in here. And the gas cylinder is punctured on that point. And seals on the rubber piece. So that just gets mounted exactly like so. Okay, and then for the handle, so we've got that plate there. The spring rests on that plate, just like that. And then we have a plastic bearing shim that sits on the inside. And then our handle goes over the top. And then we insert, oh, you couldn't see that. So plastic bearing in the side, hinge sitting on the plate, handle over the top, just like that. Then we got our hinge pin. I'm sure there's a better tool for this. There we go. And if you're taking this apart, I already did that. I'm just showing you putting it back together. Then it's quite helpful. You'll notice that one side has a flange on it and the other one's the smaller side. And having a punch like this one is 1/16 of an inch. There it is. So when you're taking it apart, you can do something like this. Put that on the back side, and then use this guy to press it through. Okay, so now that that guy's through, we can put the nozzle on here. Or, since I got the kit, I can use one of these other nozzles on here. This older one has plastic threads, and the newer ones have stainless threads. So that's kind of cool. Little upgrade. And then our gasket should just pop right back in there. So the parts, things you need: 14mm flat screwdriver, 1.5mm or 1/16 of an inch pair of circlip pliers, and then lineman pliers, or probably a 6-point socket would also work of the right size.